The Giggle Goblins and the Ticklish Tomatoes. In the charming town of Chortleburg, trouble was brewing. The Giggle Goblins, Fiddle and Faddle, loved playing tricks. They would slip whoopee cushions under chairs, tie shoelaces together, and tickle anyone with their feather wands. But their favorite activity was playing pranks on grumpy Farmer Grizzle. One day they spotted the most enormous ripe tomatoes in Farmer Grizzle's garden. With their eyes twinkling with mischief, Fiddle and Faddle had a funny idea. "What if," said Fiddle, "we turn these tomatoes into the world's first ticklish tomatoes?" With that, they sprinkled some of their giggle glitter over the tomatoes. Suddenly, each tomato sprouted tiny, wiggly arms and legs. Every touch, every poke, every squeeze sent the tomatoes into fits of giggles. The next morning, Farmer Grizzle walked into his garden to harvest the ripe tomatoes. As he approached, he heard an unfamiliar sound, like soft giggles on the wind. He reached down to pick a tomato, but it squirmed and wriggled away, leaving Farmer Grizzle holding nothing but air. Confused, he tried to pick another. It too wriggled free, rolling around the garden, leaving trails of giggles behind. It wasn't long before all the tomatoes were bouncing and rolling around, giggling away merrily. Farmer Grizzle, seeing his garden turn into a laugh riot, didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Just then, Fiddle and Faddle stepped out from their hiding place, howling with laughter. Seeing them, Farmer Grizzle shook his fist. "You pesky Giggle Goblins! Look what you've done to my tomatoes!" Despite his frown, he couldn't help but chuckle as a plump, ripe tomato tickled his toes. Seeing Farmer Grizzle laugh, the whole town joined in. Laughter echoed through Chortleburg as everyone chased the giggling, squirming tomatoes. Even Farmer Grizzle couldn't stay grumpy for long. With each ticklish tomato he tried to catch, his laughter grew louder. Fiddle and Faddle were rolling on the ground, clutching their stomachs as they laughed. Their plan had worked better than they could ever have hoped. Finally, the goblins waved their feather wands, and the tomatoes calmed down. Farmer Grizzle, between fits of laughter, managed to say, "All right, you two, that was a good one, but no more ticklish tomatoes." From that day, Fiddle and Faddle's tricks were always met with a chuckle. Everyone, including Farmer Grizzle, couldn't wait to see what the Giggle Goblins would come up with next. So, if you ever hear the sound of giggling tomatoes, remember the story of the Giggle Goblins and their hilarious prank in Chortleburg. And who knows, you might be lucky enough to catch a ticklish tomato for a laugh of your own. And that's the end of our funny story, with all the chuckles and tickles from the delightful world of the Giggle Goblins. Always remember, a good laugh is just a giggle away. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe our YouTube channel.